Marilyn Chambers. I have always been a huge fan of Marilyn Chambers. Before I got into the business, I did a little bit of research. I watched some movies, I learned a little bit about the big names and all of that, and I wanted to model my career after Marilyn Chambers. Hi, Kitty. My kitty wants to say hi. She always made very few films. You know, even in the 90s, some of the ladies were making 800-900 films, and I didn't want to do that. I wasn't in the business to spit film after film after film out. I didn't want to shoot every single day or every single week or even every single month. I wanted to get into the business so I could make more money dancing on the road. So that, kind of defeated the purpose. You know the laws of supply and demand. If there's a lot of supply and little demand, your worth goes down. The value of your product goes down. As an entertainer, regardless of the genre you're in, your product is yourself, whether it's your music or your movies or whatever it is you're putting out there. So if you want people to be interested and to be able to demand top dollar, you have to make sure that the demand is greater than the supply. And Marilyn was brilliant at this. She worked for the Mitchell brothers, who had a theater on O'Farrell Street in San Francisco. So I'll get to that later. But just like the Mitchell brothers, Caribbean Films, Harry Money, only made a few movies per year. So that was very conducive to only shooting once or twice a year, keeping, the supply down so you can increase the demand, and then I could spend more time dancing on the road like I wanted to do. So she was what I really wanted to model my career after, as far as that is concerned. So at the first Consumer Electronics Show, CES, that I went to, one of the first things I did on my break was get in line to get her autograph. I wanted to meet her. I wanted to know this person because I was a fan, okay? So I met her, and she was the sweetest, nicest, kindest person. She was calm and down to earth, not stressed, not impressed with her own importance, very down to earth and cool, easy to talk to, easy to relate to. Of course, she was busy, so I didn't take up too much of her time, but I was very honored to be able to have her autograph and to have met her. As the years progressed, this scenario played out many times. Every CES, every Video Software Dealers Association convention, I would run into her, I would greet her, probably get her autograph again. I had quite a collection of all of my favorites, So that was a thrill for me. And over the years, we kind of got to know each other a little bit and talk now and then when we had the opportunity. So when I was dancing in San Francisco at the Mitchell Brothers Theater, she came to see my show. And at the time, I was married to Bud, and Bud was running my spotlight, the follow spot. So when I was on stage, he was behind the spotlight, making sure that I was well lit. And as I tended to do, I didn't just stay in one place. I danced around. I love to dance. Dancing is my thing. So I was dancing around quite a bit. Well, at the time, I was pregnant with our second son, and I was 16 weeks pregnant. But I had been dancing on the road, which my doctor approved, very healthy in a safe, healthy pregnancy to exercise. It's very good for you. It's good for the baby. It's just good all the way around. So that was okay that I was on the road dancing. The pregnancy was progressing very nicely, and I really didn't think I was showing. Nobody else had said anything. The only thing that had changed is I had a little bit more going on up top, as tends to happen when you get pregnant. So Bud was kind of surprised when Marilyn leaned over and said, "How far along is she?" She knew. She saw the little belly bump. And as it turns out, that was going to be my last week dancing before I took time off to have our baby. So that was pretty cool that she noticed and that she knew. And after the show, I talked to her. And, she had always been a very good friend, very supportive, very kind, like I said, down to earth, easy to talk to, no arrogance, no self-importance, just a really cool person in every sense of the word. So when she passed, I was pretty upset. I was pretty devastated. I felt like I lost a friend. She was a good person, and she will be sorely missed. But I was very glad that I had the opportunity to pattern my career after hers and not make a whole hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies or anything like that. I think the original movies that I made is well under 50. I haven't stopped to count. But of course, there's a lot of compilation movies out there, Best of This, Girls with Dark Hair, Girls with Long Dark Hair. They find all kinds of reasons to reuse footage again and again and again and re-edit it this way and that way. So you might see 2 or 3 times as many films out there with me in it than those that I actually shot, because they've just reused footage again and again. And if you're a connoisseur and you watch these films, you'll notice, I've seen this film before. I've seen this scene before. They did the exact same things last time in the exact same setting. This is not new. So, yeah. But I think keeping it down like that was very advantageous for my career because, like I said, I wasn't trying to make all of my money from making movies. I didn't want to spend my time in front of a movie camera. I wanted to spend my time out on the road dancing, getting to see the country, getting to see the world, and I did. I went all over the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, Guam, and Europe. I was in Italy for a while. So yeah, it was quite a great time. And the dancing, like I said, that's my thing. I just love to dance, So that was a good time. And you didn't have to be in the public eye. You didn't have to make a movie, but maybe once every year, maybe twice at the most, to stay in the public eye. Now, of course, the magazines were a little different. As it turned out, I was in just about every single magazine that was out there, men's magazines, except for a select few, Ebony or tattoo special people. I don't have any tattoos, or bikers or something that I'm obviously not suited for. But I was in just about every magazine that was out there at least once, some 3 and 4 times. So that was a different story. You didn't have to keep it down on that because they very rarely used my real name. They always gave me a fake name and made up some kind of fake story, like I was going to college in this place or, whatever, just a college student having fun or whatever. It's all BS. The editors make that stuff up to go along with the pictures, but that was a good time, being able to just do a movie now and then take my kids with me on the road. I homeschooled them so that I didn't have to worry about having them back for school, anything. I used Calvert curriculum, and I can't say enough about Calvert because it's accredited. You do 20 lessons, you send in a test to the teacher, she grades it, she approves it, and then you don't have any kind of hassles if you ever want to get your kids back into regular public school or anything else, because they've already been accredited by this accredited teacher. And the curriculum is so good that my oldest son has a PhD in physics. I homeschooled him through the 8th grade. He went to high school and public school. But this is the curriculum that all the diplomats use. across seas for their children because it's in English and all that. But I digress. This is one of my rambles. I used to say, let's get ready to ramble. But Marilyn was a good person, getting back to the subject there. And I was very honored to have met her and to say that she was a dear friend of mine. So, yeah, she was great. Definitely inspired my career. Thanks for watching.